Hey everyone! So the topic of this video will be on how to flash Android Jellybean onto the touchpad. The tutorial, unlike many I've seen on the web, demonstrates the flashing process on Mac OS X, in particular OS X Mountain Lion. For those of you who are unaware of what the touchpad is, it was HP's original attempt at a tablet. Originally retailing for around $6.99, the tablet ran WebOS 3.0, which HP had acquired at the time from Palm. Unfortunately, marketing and other factors failed to allow the touchpad to become a successful competitor to the iPad and other devices on the market at the time, and it was rapidly sold by HP in a fire sale for a significantly reduced asking price of only $99. As shown on the video, the tablet is in its current state running WebOS 3.0. It's a shame that the operating system didn't take off, considering that WebOS still has some of the best multitasking features out there of all the current tablet OSs on the market. With respect to this tablet specs, the device was quite powerful at the time. It featured a 768 by 1024 pixel resolution screen running at about 128 dpi, and it came in 16 gigabyte and a 32 gigabyte flavor. It runs dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon Scorpion CPU running at 1.2 gigahertz, and this can be overclocked all the way up to 1.9 gigahertz and produces pretty nice benchmark specs, ratings I mean. Additionally, the unit also has built-in wireless with dual-band capable radios. It has Bluetooth and also has a 1.3 gigahertz front-facing camera. Unfortunately, it does not have a rear-facing camera, which I believe was one of the downsides and probably led to people choosing the iPad over it when it did exist in the market. With respect to sensors, the unit features an accelerometer, ambient light sensor, as well as a gyroscope. All in all, it was a solid product at the time and still performs quite well despite its age. With Android 4.2.2, I believe the tablet has obtained a new lease on life and is a very capable device. Personally, I use it to stream Netflix, browse the web, view photos on Flickr, and watch YouTube videos, and it does all these tasks without any hiccups. Okay, to keep this video short, we're going to dive right into the flashing process. The first thing that we need to do is install Java on our Mac. Java is needed in order to install the Novacom drivers, which in turn will allow our Mac to communicate with the touchpad and enable us to flash. The next step is to acquire the Novacom drivers that will allow us to send commands to our touchpad from the terminal window on our Macintosh computer. I will place a link in the description of where you can acquire the Novacom drivers as well as other packages needed to successfully flash Android onto the touchpad. The process of installing the Novacom drivers is quite simple. Just unarchive the archive that you downloaded, execute the GRE file included in the archive, and click the install button. Additionally, I would move the Add to Palm Inc. folder that is in the archive folder to a convenient location such as your desktop, as I will demonstrate in the video. The next step is to go to the Roots Wiki thread that I've linked to in the description and download the package located under the heading How to Install CyanogenMod the Easy Way, which contains all 4 of the files that are needed for the flashing process. It should say right under the link something along the lines of, note, this one folder now contains all 4 files needed. The package is about 400 megabytes in size, so it may take a few minutes to download. Wait until the download process is complete. While waiting for the package from RootsWiki to download, we're going to connect our touchpad via the USB mass storage mode and prepare it for flashing. As soon as the touchpad is placed in the mass storage mode, it should show up in the Finder window on our operating system. The first step that we need to take is to create the CM10 folder. Ensure that the CM10 is not capitalized or does not contain any spelling mistakes. Additionally, ensure that CM10 is in the root directory of touchpad. I've already created a CM10 folder in my touchpad, When we flash CyanogenMod, the device will look for the contents within the CM install directory in order to flash Jellybean. So make sure that folder is present. Okay, so now that the package from Roots Wiki has finished downloading, when you unarchive it, you should see a CM install folder with 4 files inside. Open up this folder and copy the 4 files into the CM install folder we created on the touchpad. Now that we've transferred the critical files needed in order to flash Android onto our device, the next step is to enter USB mode. From either Android or WebOS, USB mode is achieved by restarting the device and then holding the volume up button as soon as the screen goes dark. Under Android, restarting the device is quite simple. Just hold down the power button and click the reset button from the options presented. In WebOS, on the other hand, a bit more work needs to be done. You actually need to enter the settings panel and find the reset option under device info. As soon as the screen goes blank, however, hold up the volume up button until a large USB logo appears, and then you've entered basically the USB mode of the device. So here's a demonstration of entering the USB mode under WebOS. As you can see, you need to disconnect the USB cable from your computer before you do any of these steps. Okay, so now comes the fun part, the flashing bit. I've simply renamed the Move to Palm Ink folder from before, which I told you to move to a convenient location, to Touchpad. Within this folder there should be 2 files that are absolutely critical to flashing Jellybean. Make sure that the ACME 3 installer and the ACMEInstaller are both present within the folder. Next, launch a terminal as I've done in the video. At this time, we're going to point our terminal to the folder containing the ACMEInstaller. This will be done using the cd or change directory command, followed by the path of the folder. Once we're in the folder containing the ACMEInstaller, we can execute commands which will result in the flashing of Jellybean onto our device. On the Roots Wiki thread, the command given is for Windows, since Macs do not use the .exe extension. To convert this command into a Macintosh friendly one, simply remove the .exe from the command. So it'll just be novacom boot instead of novacom.exe boot. So here's what I mean. However, this command is using the ACMEInstaller 2. We want to use the ACMEInstaller 3. And that's all there really is to flashing Jellybean onto your device. Upon entering the command, you won't receive a confirmation or anything. On the other hand, if you look at your touchpad, you will see a lot of scrolling text, as well as a Linux Penguin on the device. Let it run through that. Do not disconnect it. Don't mess around with the touchpad while it's flashing. If you don't see the scrolling text, make sure that your Novacom drivers are installed properly, as that's probably the reason why it wasn't able to send the command to your touchpad. The process takes quite a while, so you might want to go out, grab coffee or something, and then come back. It'll automatically reboot into CyanogenMod. At this point in time, you really don't need to do anything else. Just wait it out, and then you can continue on with configuring Android. Enjoy! And there you have it. MoBoot is a launcher that allows you to boot into WebOS as well as CyanogenMod. you can toggle the options by using your volume keys and press the main select button in order to select the operating system. And now it's loading CyanogenMod. So as you can see by the video, the operating system performs quite well. It doesn't really hiccup at all. Also, one thing I wanted to note before I end off the video is that if you ever wanted to upgrade from 4.1.2 to 4.2.2, you can simply do that by booting into Clockwork Mod. You actually don't have to go through the terminal anymore since you already have Acme 3 installed onto your touchpad. So simply download the zip from XDA-Developers forum or through RootsWiki, and then flash that zip through Clockwork Mod, as you probably would do if you own a Nexus device already. And the process should now take you about 3 to 4 minutes. It shouldn't take you any longer, since you actually don't have to connect your device to the computer and run commands in the terminal or anything of that sort, since you already have Acme 3 installed. So that's all there is, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. It was helpful to you, and if you liked it, please leave a comment, please click the like button, or please click subscribe. It really helps me out. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this tutorial, and I'll see you next time.